Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Celtic have made it into a pretty impressive league when it comes to the finances. We all know that Celtic are a club that are run really well when it comes to the financing of the club and the profitability. And they have made headlines around Europe. But before we talk about that, we need to talk about the game this weekend. Yes, and I will put the link to the European documents. I'll put a link to the website and the full document in the description of this video. So if you go down and click on the description, that will take you right through to both documents, the web page and the document in full. And it's an interesting one because we'll talk about it in a second. But anyway, Hibs come to Celtic Park and they will be boosted by 7,000 fans this weekend. David Gray is hoping to challenge his Hibs team to do what not many teams have done over the years, and that's win at Celtic Park. They are on a league run of 13 games unbeaten, something that hasn't been achieved since the famous 5 of Hibs back in 1949. They're thrilled at the fact that they're bringing 7,000 fans to the game. There's lots of Celtic fans say that Celtic should increase the size of their stadium, and one thing that I noticed from the report, I'll tell you about that in a second, the club finances. When people say we need to increase the size of the stadium, well, when fans decide not to go to a cup game because there are other week games coming up on a Sunday, and it's difficult for a lot of fans to travel on a Sunday, there are quite a few tickets for the game this weekend, and they haven't been snapped up as yet. There was quite a lot of tickets for sale the other day. So, will Celtic sell out the stadium? I think that they will. Will Hibs bring 7,000? Yes, we know that. Will Celtic be up for it? Who will Brendan Rodgers start in the game? I think that Brendan Rodgers will go for his strongest starting 11, which will mean Alistair Johnson at the back. There will be Trusty if he is 100% fit. There was a bit of speculation last night that he wasn't 100% fit. If it's not Trusty, it'll be Scales. Cameron Carter-Vickers and Alistair Johnson will be at the back. In the midfield, it will be the normal midfield 3 of Callum McGregor. I suggest along beside him will be Rio Hatate and Arne Engels. And then the front 3, Brendan will go for pace and power. He'll forget about Adam Ida and he'll put Dyson Maida through the middle, which still leads to speculation about what striker we will buy in the summer, because we will need a striker in the summer. We'll want to readdress that in the summer. There'll be Dyson Maida through the middle with Jota and Kuhn on the wings. Let's see how close we are to that come Sunday. And if Brendan Rodgers does tell us that Trusty is injured, how long he is out for. But it was just pure speculation. I don't think he is, but you never know. It might be some truth in the speculation. But anyway, Hibs are coming to Celtic, buoyed by the fact that they got the result against us, even though they got a lot of help from their friends at VAR on the day. But listen, it's a competition where Celtic, if they want to win the treble, and we all know that 55 is incoming, we know that the league is almost done and dusted, we take our mind off the league for just another week, and then the big game, isn't it? But this, as far as I'm concerned, is the biggest game of the season so far, because this gives you a real chance to go on and win the treble. And Hibs will smell blood. Brendan Rodgers and the boys will know that, we will need Celtic Park to be completely rocking. It's been a long time since we've had an away fan base of 7,000. Not since 2019, I believe, when the Sevco decided to spit the dummy out and reduce the allocation because they were fed up of us winning at their ground so much. It'll be interesting to see how the home fans react to such a big away fan base. Will they treat it like a Champions League game, or will they treat it like an old derby game and make some noise for the boys, as they say? Give me your score predictions in the comments section. I am going to go for, I think it's going to be a close game, and I think it could be a 3-2 game to Celtic. I think it's going to be that close. I think that they will know that they've nothing to lose, and when teams come to Celtic Park and they have nothing to lose, it's just go for it and play some good football and just have a good go. And that's what you want for the league. And it is what you want for the league, and we can't complain when we don't turn up. If we want to have a better league and a better atmosphere at games, this is the type of thing that we want. So I'm all for having a bigger fan base and teams having to go at Celtic Park. It's up to us to up our game, and Brendan Rodgers has had a week with the players. There's been no midweek game this week, so it'll be interesting to see how motivated some of the players are. The likes of, I'm not even going to say it. But anyway, when is the draw for if we get through? If we get through. I hope we do get through. I think we will. We should have enough. It's at Celtic Park. But the draw for the next round will be after the Livingston St Johnstone game, which starts at 7:45 on Monday, and the draw will take place after that game on BBC Scotland, I believe. And then the next ties for the semi-final at Hampden will be the 19th and 20th of April, with the one that we want to get to. We want to get to the 24th of May, to the final at Hampden. It's always great to get to the final game of the season at Hampden, because it kind of sets you up nice for the summer if you win the game. Celtic have got a proud history of winning the Scottish Cup, and it's a trophy that we will want to retain at any cost. Now, if we play completely garbage and win the game 3-2, I'll take that all day long, as we win. You know, sometimes you have to win these ugly games, and I think that it is going to be an ugly game on Sunday at Celtic Park. But let's get on to the big numbers, because when it comes to Celtic and profitability, it is something that we all seem to acknowledge. But Celtic and profitability and boosting the bank balance have made it into the top 16 clubs in Europe. When it comes to profitability, Celtic are amongst one of the top 10 in the top 10 when it comes to pre-tax profits. It's interesting because when you look at the full report, it goes on talks about clubs that can increase their income even more, and it also gives you an update on countries that have invested in their stadiums. Now, Barcelona, as we all know, completely demolished the new camp, and they're one of the highest clubs in Europe. And it's interesting to see, I mean, we all know that England is financed by Sky, but right behind England is Spain. Right behind England is Spain on the finance front. And to increase the turnover and profitability of the club even more, Barcelona decided, the only way that we're going to do it is get more bums on seats. And they are building a stadium that's got 105,000, which is one way to increase the profitability of the club. It's an interesting report. Celtic are obviously in it for the right reasons. Celtic did make a profit last year, but it was slightly down on 2023. It's interesting to see that TV revenues in all countries around Europe, although it has went up since 2020, obviously the COVID year when TV revenue was down because there was no football on TV, but they still haven't reached the heights of the 2019 numbers around Europe. The Scottish TV deal is a complete embarrassment. It looks at everything in the country, and you've got to say we all know that the TV deal in Scotland's terrible, but Celtic made up for it over the years with selling the likes of Matt O'Reilly and Jota for 25 million each, and then buying back Jota for crazy money. But the financial side, this ticket sales and the deal with Adidas. Now that deal with Adidas is also up this summer. Although you wouldn't think that it's going to come to an end, because Celtic and Adidas this week have just released an unbelievable price tag on a set of clothing that I think completely is rank rotten, and I would never pay the price for it. But Celtic and Adidas decided to roll it out with the same time that we were going for a pre-season game in Europe. Tells you everything you need to know, really, isn't it? Anyway, if you want the full report, you click on the link that is directly below this video. Hibs think they've got a chance this weekend. Do you think that Hibs have got a chance? What do you think the scoreline will be? I'm still going to go for 3-2 Celtic. Today is the day that tickets go on sale for the Cork Super Cup. I reckon there'll be strong demand for those. Are you going to go over to Ireland for the pre-season game that is on the 8th of July? I think the tickets will sell out fast for that. I'm sure there'll be many buses go from Scotland heading over. It'll be interesting to see. I might actually head over for that game. Anyway, tell me your score predictions. It's just a quick video this morning, and have a look at the 2 documents. Have a look at the link that's below this video that will take you directly to the UEFA website and the full downloaded document. You'll find some interesting numbers if you're really into your football. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.